Welcome everybody in this tutorial, the first tutorial that I will put, which is we are speaking about the React, the component and the props and how things go between these three things. This presentation is presented by me, myself is Claude. I do this one in English so it can be benefit many people around the world because many people speak English. I can speak as well in French and in Arabic, but mainly I'll speak in English. So basically, in this tutorial, we will speak about we will create a React app, and then we will do the component, and then we will play with the props within the component. So you will understand all of this. For beginners who don't know anything about this, don't worry, I will go through step by step. So basically, at the end of this project, we will building something like this. Navbar, and then the product which we have in our database or things, and then the footer. We will use also the Bootstrap as a framework for the front end. So we will speak about only front end, we will not speak about the back end. This is in the future tutorial. So basically we will start directly, and then we go for CMD, and then we create MD, for example, let's say the example, and then mpx create React app, and we will put front end. So basically this is we create a folder called front end for the React. You used to have Node.js as well. You have to install the Node.js so you can install, so you can do the create React app. So you do this downloading the Node.js. After that you go for create React app front end. So it will create for us the project where we will do all the front end things. Within this example, as I mentioned, we will do something like this, where there is the navbar, there is the product, and there is as well the footer here, header, content, and footer. So basically they are doing the example, they create the front end for us. Meanwhile, I will download the image. I'll go here and they will put images, whatever image, for example news image, just put, and then what I will do, I will create here, I have it here, it's okay, images. So I have in news 1, news 2, news 3, whatever news we will have. We'll create something for the news, not the e-commerce. We'll do it for the news this time, so we'll not do the same thing here. Here they create something for the iPad. Here we'll do the news, we'll create news. So I have a couple of images here, news 1, news 2.jpg, news 3.jpg. I just take it from this one. I'll continue doing this one as well. Okay, save images, news 4. So it's just a couple of images I have put here, and the image as well as I'll see where we are now here in this one. We still, so I will come back at the end of this the project. So basically we finish creating the front end, cd front end, and we go for the code.js by putting code.js. So basically this is what's after that we do create mpx create React app. We have the public, which will be everything public, and we have the src source where we have the app.js, our entry point. So basically if I go to the terminal here, new terminal, I put npm start. This is our website created directly by default in React app. So this is how it will look like. So we don't do anything, we just put npx create React app, and I do front end, then cd front end. In the front end everything is been created. Here the public, which we will see it, and the source, which is there is the app.js our main and would you like to run up another post instead? Yes. Because maybe it's running here. This is by default the React create React app. So basically I don't need anything. I will delete everything here and I will put h1, which is HTML hello React, and then everything is done. So basically I will take out this SVG and I will delete as well the logo.svg, which I don't need. What else? So basically here the index.html, everything we'll put here. We'll delete this and delete this. Before we will say we'll speak about the we will put the bootstrap. Yes. Hello React. Let's install as well the npm or bootstrap, React bootstrap actually we will do. So React bootstrap. I will not do anything, everything good will be in the copy paste for the React bootstrap. On the documentation he told me npm install React bootstrap, which I will do exactly what he told me, and then he will tell me as well to go and put the CSS in the index.js. This one I will search for index.js, and then I will put it here. That's what he told me to do, so I do whatever he told me to do. I'm waiting now for the installation of the bootstrap. Meanwhile we say we will do a couple of news, right? Instead of this kind of product here, we will do the news for us. So I've created the news.js. I'll put it in the source. I'll put it here. So the news.js, it's a couple of news, which is here. I'll put it news, and here news. So it's an array where there is a title, image, news, and then the category politic and the number of view, just in case we need it. This is number 2, and I've created by myself actually. So what I will do, I'll just copy, I'll show you here, copy, Ctrl C and paste. Let's put third one, I'll put sport news. So what I will do, I'll put sport news. I'll just copy paste just to show you whatever news is coming. I will take it. Arsenal versus Newcastle live, I don't know, except there is no news. Just put, I'll just create a couple of news here. The title, Marcelo weekend here, storm. This is from Al Jazeera actually. I took this one. Be careful because there is, you see this one, so I will not make too much headache for me. The news I'll take here only this one. Our main role is to, as I mentioned, we will speak about the component and React. There is, I think, yes, apostrophe. So I have 3 ID only, and then we will continue doing. If you like more news, then you put the news here in this. Let's say this is our let's say database where we put the title, image, news, and the category and everything here. You can add more, up to you. but for me I will take it from here. Now I'll go to app.js. This is our app.js. What's the problem? It say couldn't resolve bootstrap. We put index.js here. Okay. Cool. Everything is done for me. Hello React. Now we have our entry point, which is the app.js. There is this one. I'll delete as well this one, and then I will create my component now. The first component, as I mentioned, React is going for the component. So basically here, I will create my component folder, and in component folder we have the header, header.js, and AFCE, which is this is the functional component, and in the component as well we will have the main.js, AFCE, and I have as well in the component the footer.js and AFCE. So basically I will just put here h1 footer, and this is the header, h1 header, just to let me know what's in. This is the main, which is all the news here. So this component will come to my app.js. I will just invite them here, which is, we say, header. As you see, it's created for me. It's imported by themselves because there is one here, and the main imported as well. Up, I imported, and the footer, which is imported. So I import the three of them here, and three of them inside the app header, all news here, and the footer. The header we will copy paste from the bootstrap. Let's go to component, and then I go to navbar. I'll choose any navbar. I don't it's not simple navbar. Actually, I will go for more complicated navbar. Let's take the black one, this one. I like this one. So navbar here, and then navbar. I'll take this one better. You see how easy it is. But here we don't have the nav. We should import nav from navbar. This is the navbar. You see how it's easy to work with the components. So basically this is a component, and this is component, and this is a component. I will go ahead for the footer now. Let's also copy and paste the footer. I'll choose anything to go to the footer. I'll go for card, and then I go for footer something there, this one. Copy, and then in the footer I'll go footer, and I will change this. As usual, I will import whatever is missing here, card and button. So I will import card and button. Is it the button? So button, I will just like this. Now everything work ago, and this is our footer here. So all the news here, which is now will work on the news, which is the main. So in the main, as we mentioned, we will put all whatever in our news.js. So all the news, whatever I put here in this news.js, it should be map and copy in the main. So to do this, we should work with props here, where we will work with props. So this is very important point, and if you understand it, you understand all the React, at least 50 or 60% of React. So now we will work with the props, how to do props and how props work. and then here where I will speak about the props. So basically now we see the component, which is, this is the component, for example the header, and this is the main, which is a component main, and also the component for footer. So basically a header, and then here all the news that we will put main, and here the footer. So basically inside the news there is a lot of news. Here we create that one news here, too much news. So in the news there is a lot of news, too much news, and I want it inside a card like what we speak about it here. I want every news inside a card. So every news which is this, too much news, it go inside the card. It go inside the card. Which card we have here? Every card have a news. This is news 1, this is news 2, this is news 3, news 1, news 2, news 3, news 4. So this is we call to go from the news, from this component to this is component, right? We say the header component, this is component, this is component, news, now all component, and inside the component there is a props, and to go from this news to this one we need to send a props, which is these news here. Inside the news it will be go as a props. Okay, I will do it now and you have to concentrate a little bit. Okay, I will do it physically. So basically in the main here, what I will do, I will put it in a container from React Bootstrap, yes, and inside the container I will put this JSX, which is the news. You tell me from where we bring the news. Cannot bring it, we will bring it now. Import news from news. This news, I just import all this database that we have inside the main component. I import it, and how to map the news, how the news will be coming, I mean by card, or how to bring that props, all the news. So we do it for every time you see this long of our tutorial. Map new, and okay. So basically what we say here, exactly what we have now, what we speak, we will tell them the news, whatever this news I told you here, every single news going as, we will map through the news, and then every news you will give me the title, you will give me for example the image, whatever you will give me. So what we will do now, we take the news here and then we told them to broke it inside every and each news. You give me the news title, everything. So now if we map it, he will give me inside here, this is Joe Biden, Pakistan, blah blah blah, all of them, all of this is the title of the news next to each other. So what we will do now, we will create another component which we will call it news card.js, and then the news card.js we put RAFCE as usual, and then here we will put h1 the card. So the new card it go in the main. Instead of creating here everything, we'll create a card and we will bring that news card, and then what will happen here, because 3 cards we have. Yes, 3 card, because why? Because the card here there is only card, and how many news we have? We have 1, 2, 3 news. Okay, you don't believe that I have 3 news. I will put, look at this, I will add more news here, 4 news, and we say the title is, look what will happen. We create the fourth news image, just say 4, and then there whatever it's, let's put sports or technology. Okay, take 1 2 3 4 card. Why? Because as much as we have news here, he will copy the main, its news, and map it and give me every news. It will go for news card. So here what we will do, we will tell him, we will pass this news, which is, what does mean news? This is what it hold. It hold every and each news we have. We have 4 news. It go and it will print for whatever we have here in this. It's very easy. So I will go to the main, and then here I will pass this props, which is news, equal to news. So what I did, I passed this props, which is news, which hold all the news, news.title, news.image, news.description, news.rate, news.image, news.news, news.category, news.number of review. This, all of them will be passed through this props, the news. I send the props from here. I send this props to news. So now I can use that news inside our new card here. I will use it. Destruction. So we say news, right? And to believe me, I will put the news.title. For sure it should be structured. And look at this. President Biden visit country, Pakistan welcome second, Marco Bereslow exclusive, and we create the 4th news. You remember where you see this before? We see it here. It brings us all the title that we have to new card. So what we did in the main we map through the news, and we put news as a props. It hold all the new everybody, and we create new card, and then we pass this props to the new cards. Let's take a cards from cards. Let's take this one. Apparently this card is nice, it's not bad, and then I will put it here, and then as usual we have the cards. I think cards and button. I'll bring cards and button from bootstrap. I don't know why this button is not here. Just 1 second. Okay, what we have now, as I mentioned, I go to the React. We have this card which is below each other, and there is a card title, the card without anything. We don't pass anything here. Let's say the card title here, we change it with we say news that one and title, and we put here. So basically card title here will change with our title that we put. We are creating 4th. We have 1 2 3 4th news title. However, and then in the card text here I will change it as well with news NEWZ. I'll go here, and then I'll put, instead of this, I just change only one here. This is the good thing about the React. News dot news, and look how everything will be changed immediately to, without going through and change everything. So now also the image, we have an image, so the image exactly the same. What we will put, guys? Exact, thank you, image, because name of that one it's image. So we go ahead and we put source image. The news is, let's say the I don't bring, sorry, the image is here. I have to put it, I forget to put it in the public. Be careful, we need to put the public. like this, and then we have now. Oh, my problem is I don't like it behind each other, the card. I need it next to each other here where the it play a very good role, the bootstrap. We go to the main, and then here we go and we put row, and here row, and in every row there is a column, and then here there is a column. So there is the row and col. We need to bring them from bootstrap, row and col, and we will find out this is the what's happened. Yeah, they are next to each other now. So even though there is, we need to play in the padding and this one, so it's very easy for me. I can go and do the padding and do the but it's also responsive. We can go for 2, 3, 1, and the padding we can play even the picture. You know why the same picture here 1, 2, 3 and only 4 is like this? Because in the news we have news 1, news, let's put 2, and let's put 3. Why? Because I already created in the image which is here news 1, 2, 3, 4, so I just bring them here, images, which is I take it from public, and then news 1, news 2, news 3. Look at now it work. 1, 2, 3, there's no news 3, so 1, 2, and news 3 dot jpeg, and it should be working now for sure. I mean, you can play with these things. So what I want to say about it, and you need to notice it about it, it's the React, it go with the component, we play with the component. So this is the header, it's a component, and this is the news, this is a component, and this is the footer as well, it's a component. Whatever you want to change, don't change in the main page, you change inside the component. So basically inside the news there is a lot of news in the main, and then we create this component with this there is a component called main. Inside the component main there is news. So as you see here, well, just go ahead and then in the main I create the main component where I put also the news card component, which hold every and each card here. And from the main I just pass the props news, and I use it here, news, as the props. I hope this one was helpful. It's really I know advanced a little bit for intermediate. It's not for fully a beginner, but as I mentioned, you can try it once too. If you don't have any, if you have any question, you just let me know. Can answer in French or Arabic or English as well. Please let me know. This is my first one. In the upcoming few days, also we will work more in this kind of things, and then I will make it look more better. So see you next time, and thank you very much for this following. Don't forget to like and subscribe in my channel. A lot of tutorial will be in the coming few days. Have a good evening. Thank you.